Friday, one and all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live. What a crazy week it's been here in the immigration world in the United States. Wow, what a week. Crazy. Vico has joined us from Instagram. Hopefully, she is doing well. Vico is our. Vico, why are you joining me when you should be watching Peru versus Chile? Turn me off and watch that instead. Far more entertaining and important. I want to talk about all the changes that have come to immigration law this week. It's been a crazy week. Here's the fact sheet: Biden's immigration program. And something that's been on my mind, I've been meaning to make a video on this, but I haven't done it yet. So I want to talk through it with you here. There are two parts to Biden's immigration program. One has been widely discussed, and that is he's going to offer a path to green card through parole in place for people who are married to U.S. citizens. Okay, great. We know what that is. Nice hat. Thank you. Thank you. So I just got back from the gym. So I'm a little sweaty, but it felt good to get a little workout in before the weekend starts. But the second part of the immigration program that's so important is that, Estelita is here from the Philippines. My wife is Filipino, and I have two Pinoy boys, so that's super exciting. But the second part of the Biden immigration program relates to employment-based immigration options for those with DACA. So, in other words, there may be people who have DACA, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival, DACA, Dreamers, DREAM Act. They have that, and they want to get an H-1B visa or an L-1 visa, or get a green card through the National Interest Waiver program, or get a green card through EB-1, or maybe a perm application. So there may be all sorts of employment-based immigration options for those with DACA. Our firm doesn't handle employment-based immigration. Nevertheless, it's something to be mindful of and to be aware of. And I'm very excited about this. And I think I have so much sympathy for those who have DACA. I have sympathy for all immigrants, but especially DACA people, because they came here when they were really young, through no fault of their own. And they deserve a pathway to citizenship. So do their parents. So do their brothers and sisters who didn't make the cutoff. Butt Paste One joined us. That is a superb name for yourself. Wow. Okay, great. Who else have we got? What other questions do you have? Welcome one and all. Welcome one and all. I got a little bit of a casual look going. Usually I have a tie or something. Euphemia says, between fiance visa and marriage, which is easy to come very quickly? So neither is easy or quick. So there's that. But you can do either one. But I mean, my general preference is for a marriage green card. Rahel, God is always good. Welcome, Rahel. So good to see you. Thank you for joining me. I hope you and your beautiful family are great. Estelita, I have an American husband from Colorado. I'm waiting for my I-130 visa status. Is now 18 months. Oh, that's terrible. Crazy delicious watching from the Philippines, waiting for a spousal visa. My wife, as I said, is Filipina, and I have two Pinoy boys. And if I get tired of being an immigration lawyer, my secret plan is to move to the Philippines and turn my boys into pop stars. They're singers. I think we could do it. I've never heard them sing, but they have blonde hair and blue eyes, and they're Filipino, so they could do it. EBK says, I am your client, and I need to talk to you directly. YouTube Live is not the best place for a client meeting. I want those to be confidential. So message our team on Monday, and we can do that. That's the best thing to do. Rashad Sultan, is it possible? It says, is it possible SB entered to USA border illegally and being detained, but he's saying he has a I-94. I don't know. What's SB? Mohammed Nani, I'm 36 years old. My parents brought me when I was 16. Is there a way I can apply for a work permit? Well, I think Biden's new immigration program, excuse me, Biden's new immigration program could be just what you've been waiting for. We have to wait for the details. Let's see what it's all about. When will the regulations of Biden's new immigration program come out? I don't know when the regulations will be out, but they're expecting to be able to accept applications after the summer. That's as far as I know. How about the waiting for 601 outside the US? Okay, this is something else I want to make a video about. At the AILA National Convention, the National Convention of the Immigration Lawyers, rumor has it that the director of USCIS admitted that the actual processing time for an I-601 waiver was 5 years. So they're aware it's 5 years. They're trying to do something about it. This is a good one to do a mandamus lawsuit for. Ah, water. I need to drink it. I need drinking more water. More and more water. I have a job interview, but can I change a B1, B2 to H1B? Our firm doesn't handle employment-based immigration, so I will defer to someone who handles this type of case, unlike me. Sorry. I-61A processing time, I think it's going to be a long while. These are great questions. Let me know what questions you have. I-61A, if there's not an appointment in my country, can I travel and do my interview? Yes, you can request an interview at another consulate. I'll tell you a funny story about my Filipina wife, who's actually American, but ethnically from the Philippines. When I first started dating her, I asked my friend who's Filipino, I said, hey, if we get serious, is her mother going to have to live with us? And he said, no, that's old school. They don't do that anymore. But the truth is, now, if her mother lived with us, it would be the greatest thing ever because she's the most wonderful person. And we have kids and we need help with that. Here's someone who says, can my wife stay in the U.S. as a Canadian, or does she need to go back while we do her green card? So one of the things I want to mention is that if you're Canadian, basically the same immigration laws apply to you as to other people. There's some very minor differences. Canadians can apply for visas under NAFTA through the TN program. Canadians automatically can come in as visitors for up to 6 months. But by and large, I mean, Canada is a very similar country to the US. And so people are like, well, I'm Canadian, I can just stay here. No, you need to pursue the same immigration options as anyone else. Why do they give out 221G and DS 5535? I think most of the time, DS 5535 and 221G are Donald Trump's gift to immigrants. It is an extreme vetting for Muslims. That's basically what it is. Although many people get that now, not just Muslims. By the way, we are live on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn, X or Twitter, and also in our Facebook group. We have over 20,000 members in a group that is dedicated and directed solely towards visa delays, which is a topic that I've basically focused exclusively on suing consulates around the world. Dan says, please, I enter through the K1 visa and I just submitted AOS. How long can I get a green card? I think it'll take about a year. Brown Boy says, why some people said you have to live last 10 years and not less than 10 years, still confused. So Biden's new immigration program requires you to be in the US for 10 years. 10 years. If you've been here less than 10 years, you don't qualify, but there may be other options. Rahel says, we are a very happy family now because of you. Let's see. We are a very happy family now because of you. I have no words for you. Thank you so much. Hire Josh Goldstein. I guarantee you do not waste your time. I've never seen a lawyer like Josh. That's awesome. That really warms my heart. And I want to thank you for coming in and for making that comment. That is very kind to you, of you. What other questions do you have? Sword says, you look like a nice guy. God bless you. Thanks. Rashad Sultan, Josh is wonderful. Wow, that's really kind. Thank you for all the love, people. Thank you. Thanks for watching my videos, for asking questions, for spending time on my content. I try to be helpful, inspiring, and whenever I do these lives, I always feel inspired and helpful, and gives me some energy to do it. Can careless driving and dismissed DUI affect my citizenship? Yes and no. First of all, you have to disclose it. Secondly, you have to provide a court-certified disposition, and you need to talk about it in the interview. You need to explain what happened and accept responsibility for it and move on. It depends on when it happened. That's a big factor. If it happened more than 5 years ago, you're probably fine. Do we take asylum cases? So yes and no. If you have filed an asylum application and your application is stuck and you're waiting and you're frustrated because your asylum application is not being processed, you haven't had an interview, it's been a long time, we can help you. If you want to file a new application for asylum, that's not really what we do. So there's some other lawyers who I recommend. My husband and I reconciled. Let's see. Razul. My husband and I reconciled, and he wants to withdraw his VAWA. Is he able to file for new PIP? Wow, you could probably do something like that, but it's going to require a lot of evidence and a lot of persuasion. I just see your video, I-601. I was going to file it for my husband that was deported in 2011. So if your husband was deported in 2011, then he's not eligible for the I-601A. Here's Mr. Ali Yao. I'm proud of the work you're doing, especially Nairobi delays process. Shout out, you guys. Thank you. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters, the Somali brothers and sisters, and Kenyans and other Africans who are messed up by the evil people at the U.S. consulate in Nairobi. What other questions do you have? Let me know. A refugee in the UK can file for asylum in the US. Does US have access to that? Yeah, I'm not. I mean, we don't handle asylum cases, so I'm not really the right person to ask. Here's a question from Instagram: What what to do if your I-130 is still at USCIS and not been approved and it's been over a year? I would say you should consider filing a lawsuit to challenge the delay. I would give it another few more months. Khalifa Shannon joined us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, Ibrahim Lashkami. Faith, Fed, Anne Marie Stefan. Does a person from Canada need a visa to work in the US? You need the ability to work in the US. Yes, you're going to need a visa or a work permit or something like that. Yes, you will. Elena says, I've been married twice with 2 children. I've been physically abused. I've been to jail and convicted with a felony in 2010 because of my first husband. I spent $18,000 in lawyers for nothing. Wow, that's heartbreaking. I'm sorry to hear that. Really sorry to hear that. Is there a difference between a work permit and an H-1B visa? An H-1B visa is a temporary work visa for those who have college degrees and are in a specialty occupation. Whereas a work permit is something they give you while your case is pending, that gives you the ability to work. Work permit is less restricted. Does that make sense? All right. I212 Forum. How much does it cost if you assist to fight for our reentry to the U.S.? Book a case evaluation with our team using the link in my bio, and we can review your case properly and give you a fee estimate as well. We'd love to help you. Ibrahim says, I have a fiance case. My fiance had her interview more than a year ago and is under AP. Can I apply for a tourist visa for her? I think that's probably a waste of time and effort. She's not a tourist, she's your fiance. So instead of trying to get a tourist visa, you should consider hiring us to help you get your case approved and out of administrative processing. If you have a birth certificate, I think that might be helpful. Let me know, people. What other questions do you have? Let's see here. Do you help with change of status to tourist visa to US citizenship? We might be able to help with that, yeah. I have a case that's being processed 13 to 15 years now. How do you expedite that? Let's see. What other questions do you have? Let me know, people. Let me know. I'm here to help. I'm here to answer any questions that you have. Come at me. Mo Tiene says, my question is, and then she, hmm. Queen says, my case has been delayed many times. I got a lawyer and a caseworker, and they said they can't do anything. Well, a lot of people say that. That's why they hire us. We can do things. Look at that. My video's out. Does the Supreme Court ruling today affect parole in place? No. I applied for asylum. Individual court date is 2026. Is it possible to bring this date forward? No. No, it's not. Putin is here. Putin says, I'm waiting to see if I qualify for parole, even after deportation in absentia. Yeah, you might be able to do it. Why don't you just reopen the deportation order and try to vacate it? That's what I would do. Right? I think that'd be best. Let's see here. Dynaf, welcome. Robert Padilla. These are some great questions you're asking me, people. Great questions indeed. Let's see here. Let's see here.